The point is there a point? Yes, there is a point. The point is actually quite simple. The point is twofold. There's multiple focuses all going on at the same time, but you're so locked into just the human that you're not seeing the others. Okay? Second point is you are trying, and this is not new, you are trying to do life or enlightenment from within the human mind and perception, and it will not work. Trying to do awakening, spirituality, enlightenment, realization, whatever you want to call it, and you're trying to do it from within the human perception, it will not work at all. You are going to get frustrated, angry, tired, sick, and then you'll die. And you'll die frustrated, angry, sick, and tired, and broke. Having tried so hard to make all this work from within humanness. I've said it before, but I had to take today to say it again. Stop it, Brother John. Stop trying to do it from Brother John. It will not work. And you all do it, and you all end up on Misery Lane, which is a dead-end street, and nobody can bail you out. Stop trying to do it from the mind and beliefs and humanness. It will not work. That was pretty simple. The question is going to be, well, then how do I do it? What do I do, Adamus? If I'm not supposed to do it from the human mind, where or how am I supposed to do it? I go back to a very important statement. Like I said, we had to just stop everything and revisit an old topic. You are not responsible for your enlightenment, okay? And I've said it for a year and a half now, but you end up going back there and trying to do it. Why? Why? I wonder. Are you that obsessed with you doing it? Yes, thank you. Yeah. Everybody raises their hand. Yep. And come back. How's that working for you? Not so good. Why do you keep doing it then? I don't know any better. Yes, you do. Dialogues with Self. I'm going to write my book. But you keep trying. What's that about? Why do you keep going back to something that has not worked before and is not going to work again? The human trying to do the enlightenment thing. I know why. Somebody said over here, control. Pete, control. I got to be a man. Or it's the only thing I have. That I don't know any better. Stop it. Stop it. You, as the human in the now, sitting here in the same place as the enlightened being in the now, or the witch in the now, you, as the human, are not responsible. You are only being asked to do two simple things. One you've already done. Choose. You've already done that. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Otherwise you wouldn't put yourself through such excruciating emotional and sometimes physical pain. You've already made the choice. Number two, just be aware. Just be aware. That's all. The I am is taking care of everything else. Not God. We got rid of God. Not angelic counsels or anything else, but the I am, your I am, is doing everything. Everything. You may not be able to perceive it because you have an expectation coming from a limited human perspective. You may not understand, but the I am is doing everything. It's just for you to be aware and to allow. So we come a big full circle back, and it's not new. It's allowing. But you know, a funny thing happened to allowing on the way to enlightenment is the human hijacked it. And the human said, okay, I've got to take over allowing. And you think allowing now is allowing, I don't know, other people to steal your energy. That's not allowing, that's stupidity. You think allowing is just staying in your old ways. That's not allowing, that's just being stubborn. Allowing means absolute opening to yourself. No matter what is going on. You've taken allowing, some of you, and you're using allowing to find parking spots at shopping malls. Shame on you. I allow myself to create a parking spot. That's not allowing. That is psychic bullshit. And you know what? A being who is truly in real allowing, not force power, play with Adamus's words, allowing. Somebody who's really in allowing actually never thinks about parking spots. They don't have to. It's just there. They don't have to worry, am I going to get the best spot? Park at the other end of the parking lot and walk maybe, but stop using it like it's a power tool. It's not at all. It's the antithesis. Some of you have hijacked allowing. We're allowing abundance, allowing abundance. What does that really sound like? I'm allowing abundance, I'm allowing abundance. You don't have any. Exactly, you don't have any. The person who's really allowing never has to think about abundance. They don't have to try to do it as a mantra, this word allowing. They've allowed, and they don't have to work at it. They have to remind themselves once in a while, hey, lighten up a little bit. And when you think about that, you remember, oh, that's right, I'm getting back into just that human tight-ass, constipated, mental self, just self, boom, over. And then take a deep breath and relax. So we're going to take 12 minutes to do some allowing. I know, it's not new, but it's important right now. So let's have the house lights down. Let's put on some music, and let's really allow. Wide out, courageous allowing. You know, I just can't say it enough, my dear friends. I cannot say it enough. This human mind-body composition identity is not going to do the enlightenment. You are going down a very rough and dead-end path if you think it is. It's natural, yes, it's natural to revert back to that from time to time, and that's when I come along and remind you. But that human aspect of you isn't going to do it. It doesn't know how to. It doesn't have the expansiveness to do it, and it also shouldn't be held responsible. My God, when I was just a mere mortal, I didn't know how to do it. I couldn't figure it out. It wasn't about being good or doing things right, which I thought it was for a while. Walking that straight and narrow path, it doesn't work. And yet, so many of you try so hard. It hurts me sometimes to see your efforting into enlightenment. So let's stop it. I want you to notice in this next month, kind of a fun homework. I want you to either go someplace physically where there's spiritual people or religious people, or if you don't live in a location that allows you to do that, just go on the internet to spiritual or religious websites. And I want you to see how much effort there is in those practices. And not to make a judgment, but I want you to see how hard they're working at it, and how the leadership is making their members, their followers, work at it too. And then I want you to look at yourself. How hard you've been making it on you. It's not your responsibility. Kind of weird, but it's not. You're only being asked to make a choice, and then just to be aware. I mean, just be aware of the changes that are going on. Be aware of the shifts that are taking place within you. But stop trying to figure it out. This is called allowing. It's not the human's responsibility to open up into the other aspects or the other realities of self. It's not. It's not your job to try to figure out enlightenment. It's not. You're just being asked to allow you. I am. There's this thing called charisma. It's that light within, the radiance. That radiance, there's things like knowingness and compassion. There's things like realization and integration. And this light of the charisma is always shining. It's always there. You're just being asked to allow it. You don't have to create the charisma. Well, let me put it a different way. You already did. You don't have to try to attain some high spiritual, lofty, transcendental self. You can't. You cannot. But it's already there. It's already there. You're just being asked to allow it. That's all. You're just being asked to receive it. To be open to it. But you can't do it if you think you're the one that has to figure it all out. You simply cannot. When you're taking that burden on your human self, you become so obsessed and preoccupied, so distracted, that what's right there will not be seen. That the charisma, that light won't even be noticed because you're so busy. The human self is so busy trying to figure out enlightenment. You could say, in a way, that it was a Dear John month for a lot of you. Things that, a deep level of frustration and lack of hope. I can tell John this very simple thing. Stop trying to do your enlightenment. It's the human perception and human limitations that are trying to figure it all out, and you'll simply burn yourself up. What can you do? What can you do as a human? Allow. Not Jesus, not God, not Buddha, not anything else. Allow yourself. So take a good deep breath with that. There are many, many, many facets of yourself and expressions of yourself which are here right now, which go far beyond anything that, well, that the human mind could even imagine. So you don't try to, you simply allow. There are things called enlightenment and the divine that the human cannot possibly manufacture or force or command, but you can allow. And sometimes in the allowing, it means that life is going to have different twists and turns of what the human expected. But this human who's trying so hard to be enlightened has an expectation of what would come next. What comes next is truly part of your God algorithm, your divine algorithm, but it may not be consistent with, it may be in conflict with what you call your human algorithm. Humans just being asked to allow this. The human might have thought he or she was going to be some grand spiritual teacher in this lifetime, and it just hasn't even come close. But that was a very human expectation. Now, dear human, you're just being asked to allow. It's like receiving yourself, but not a self that is limited by you, by the human. You're being asked to receive all that you are, but it may be in contradiction to what the human expected. Can you allow that? Can you allow that there might be a lot more than just trying to sand off the fine edges of your human life to make it a little bit more cushy? And that other things are happening right now. That may make the human a bit uncomfortable. I go back to the very basic analogy of the butterfly and the caterpillar. It's so true that even when the caterpillar looked up in the sky and saw this beautiful butterfly and said, someday I'd like to be like that, the caterpillar did not have the capabilities as the caterpillar to make it so. And caterpillar tried and tried and tried to be the butterfly, tried to paste wings on its back, tried to cut off some of its legs, and still couldn't be the butterfly, and got very, very frustrated. Thought, oh, this butterfly dreaming is stupid. It's kind of the same with what's happening with so many. You're trying to put divine angel wings on your back, on your human back, and it just doesn't work. It wasn't until that caterpillar stopped trying, stopped efforting so much, and simply allowed the butterfly that was already there, simply allowed that it then realized it was actually both. It was both. At the same time, it was the the caterpillar, and it was the butterfly. That's the part that's always left out from that story, is it didn't go from just being the caterpillar and then become the butterfly. It was actually both. That's exactly what's happening with you. You're not going to go from being human to being divine. You'll be both. And a lot more. Please stop trying so hard from the human perspective. It's kind of your easy ticket here today. It says you don't have to work so hard at it anymore. Just allow. Allow what? Well, that's allowing the I am. But allowing also means letting go of the expectations of what happens next and how it happens. You just allow it. It's one of the simplest things to do. But like I said before when I was talking about contradictions, it'd be one of the hardest and the most challenging. It'd be the simplest, and it could be one of the most challenging, just to allow. About 83% of you are going to leave here, maybe feeling a little better for a while, and then you're going to go back tomorrow and wake up in the morning and once again start trying to do enlightenment. Like the caterpillar trying to paste the butterfly wings on its back. It's not going to work. You're going to get frustrated and depressed. You're going to wear yourself out. You're going to lose hope. But then, something will go off within you. Like a bell ringing, maybe a siren. You say, stop for a moment. I don't have to do this. The human does not have to do this. All I need to do is allow. And you take a very good, deep breath and just go about your life however you want it to be. So, good. Glad we got somewhere today. Glad we got somewhere. Let's take a good deep breath and it should be actually refreshing that the responsibility's not on you. Really refreshing. I mean, not on the limited you. It's happening right now. Things are moving, things are changing. It should be really, truly refreshing that all you need to do is allow. So let's take a good deep breath with that, and let's really feel into that parting statement that all is well in all of creation. With that, I am happy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I asked the question, what are you feeling and experiencing right now? And right now, there's a lot going on. A lot going on in your lives, and you're probably saying to yourself, well, Adamus is talking about 2020, and here we are, and the marching band is playing, and it's just wonderful. It's still tough, because you got residue. You got a lot of residue, but it's going away quickly. I'm going to get into this a little bit more in just a moment, but if you're wondering right now, hang on a second, There's a disconnect here. I'm going through physical issues. That's number one right now with Shaumbra, number one. But there's also other issues. It's actually perfectly natural right now, perfectly natural, because there's a lot of things that, again, I'm going to wait till we get to the last part of our discussion. There's so much happening right now. And the one thing I'm going to ask you to do for this year, for the rest of the year, no matter what, is to allow. Let's do a little 2020 allowing Marab, is to allow. For a lot of you, this is going to be a year of breakthrough. And if it's not this year, it'll come soon enough. It's really not the point of trying to get there real fast. But for a lot of you, it's that coming to realization. And there's a lot going on right now at the same time. And there's a tendency to get in your head, and you're wondering why your body is hurting, and you're wondering why you're more confused than ever at times. I'll keep repeating it this year. Just allow. If your house burns down, allow. I really mean that. I'm not just joking about it. I'm not saying your house is going to, couple, but not too many. I don't do these things, but, they happen. The most important thing for anybody right now, for Shaumbra, anybody even listening in the future, you come to this point, it's allowing. And it's almost the opposite of what your human tendency is to do. Right now, you want to grab more control. Right now, you want to either accelerate the pace or slow down the pace, or you want to do something. No, allow. You go to the doctor, and the doctor says, "Hey, I'm sorry, but you got a such and such thing going on." I know it's really tough, but I'm going to ask you to allow. Yeah, even that, and that's the tough one. Say, well, you've got 2 months to live. And you're like, Adama said to allow. How can I allow this? I mean it. Allow it. There's something else happening. If your partner leaves you, don't do the oh, poor me thing. Allow it. And leaves you, like saying adios, goodbye, or leaves you, going off to the other realms. Allow it. You lose your job. Allow. Whatever it is. No matter what it is, it really should be the only point of our talk today. But I'm under contract. I have to go a certain length of time with you, and but allow. Allow, no matter what it is. Also, if you win the lottery, allow it. Allow whatever. This is not the time right now to be trying to manage or manipulate anything in your life. That's why I say get rid of all those New Year's resolutions. Get rid of the diets. Get rid of the making yourself better program. Get rid of any goals. Really, this is not the year for goals, for human goals. It's only going to make things hurt. Let's take a deep breath into allowing. The concept isn't new to any one of you. It might be to a few of the new listeners, but there is a very natural force that's happening right now, beyond what the human could really even imagine. But it's there, and it's this very thing that's going to bring you into realization, whether you're making a choice or a decision today, or you're procrastinating it, no matter what excuse. You can't have your realization right now because you got to pay your bills. You got to reduce your debt first. Somebody told me that once. It's like, that makes no sense whatsoever. No matter what it is right now, allow. You, the human, allow what is a very natural and phenomenal process that's happening. If you're having crazy dreams at night, stop trying to figure out what the dreams are trying to tell you. Stop trying to, stop worrying that there's something wrong with your mind. Just allow it everything this year, allow. You all know how to worry a lot and to fret. You all know how to try to control things. You all have had great battles within your mind and with other people, but now let's stop all that. Go about your normal life, but it's about allowing. That's it. That is it. Feel into what allowing looks like in your life right now. It's not the year for any great big rejuvenation program on your human self. Not the year for any great big new kind of remodeling program of yourself. Not the time to be trying to reconfigure your identity or any of the rest of that. Not a real good year to be having children either. Not a year to have some big program to quit whatever you don't like about yourself. No, stop all that. This is the year for allowing. Beautiful time of allowing. Good deep breath. And that's it, just allowing. I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about the rest of the year. I'll have to make something up. Might have some of the other Ascended Masters come and talk to you. I'm like, what it's like at the Ascended Masters Club or what I'm like up there. Because really the only thing for right now is allowing. The beauty of allowing. You're going to be going through a lot of feelings and a lot of adjustments, and not always so pleasant, but it's all part of where you're going. Let's take a deep breath into that, allowing. It's not the time this year to start any great big new program. And when you feel sometimes the confusion in your mind, just stop and allow. That's it. When you're feeling angry or even depressed, don't try to fight it or overcome it. Not at all. Just allow. Let's take a good deep breath. Thank you. So I'm going to continue to emphasize that this year, allowing. We're going to have a lot of real long marabs this year because I don't know what else to talk about. It's just allowing a very natural process to take place.